You have just accessed your COM's Cumulative Score Report for the COMAT Clinical Assessment in the NBOME Dean Portal. This report summarizes the performance of your students and offers the opportunity for you to compare their performance to a national sample of students who took the exam within the same time period. Let's review it. At the top of the report, you will see the total number of students from your COM who took the exam, the mean standard score of these students, the standard deviation, and the minimum and maximum standard scores. Rather than reporting the percent correct, we provide a scaled score for each student, which is derived through a statistical adjustment called equating. Equating adjusts for differences in test difficulty across various forms. The equated raw score is then converted into a standardized scale. After equating, scaled scores are comparable regardless of which forms students take. The scale is developed based on a norm group, which is a reference population used as a benchmark to interpret individual or group performance on a test or assessment. For this example, the norm group is composed of osteopathic medical students who took the COMAT clinical subject exam for the first time during the 2021 to 2022 and 2022 to 2023 school years. In addition to the summary statistics, the school performance profile displays a breakdown of your students' performance in each of the blueprint topics, categorized into 3 levels: lower, average, and higher. You can use this chart to identify your students' strengths and areas for improvement. For example, if the bar for abdominal pain is mostly positioned to the right side of the vertical line under average performance, your students' knowledge of this topic is likely around or slightly above the average level. Because content domains contain relatively few items, use caution when interpreting the content domain performance. Below the performance profile chart, you will see a table titled Frequency Distribution, which lists the number and percent of students at each standard score level. The next table, titled Score Roster, displays the individual score for each student. After your school performance report, you'll see the summary of statistics under the National Performance Report. The performance profile is listed below. To compare your school's mean score to the national group mean score, you can do the following. Subtract the national mean standard score on this page from the student's mean standard score on page 1 of this report. Divide the difference, the result of the calculation above, by the standard deviation of the national group, also shown on this page. The resulting z-score helps provide a standardized difference of scores between your school students and the national group. Here is a breakdown of the common z-scores and their corresponding percentiles. Z equals 0, the mean of the distribution corresponding to the 50th percentile. In other words, your students did better than 50% of the test takers in the national group. Z equals plus 1.0. This is 34% above the mean. In other words, your students did better than 84% of the test takers in the national group. For more information, visit our website, nbome.org/COMAT.